Hey friends, welcome back to the channel, and if you're new here, my name is Nikko Austen Smith. I'm your resident actor bestie and big sis, with all the behind-the-scenes truths of the acting industry that no one really tells you until you're knee-deep in it. So today we're talking about the truth of the acting industry in its current state as of summer 2025. We're going to talk about how it's changed and what it actually looks like to be a working actor right now, and why booking a big gig doesn't mean that you've made it forever. So whether you're just starting out, fresh off of a Netflix show, or wondering why you're the only one working brunch shifts in between auditions, I got you. Let's talk about it. So let's start with the facts. Since 2019, the entertainment industry has drastically changed. We're talking what happened in 2020 that shut the world down, the SAG-AFTRA, WGA, and video game strikes, streamer shakeups, mergers, AI debates, the LA fires. It's a lot. And so here's what that means for us actors. There are fewer shows on the air. According to FX research, scripted series in the US declined by 14% in 2023, dropping from 600 in 2022 to 516. That's the biggest drop since FX started its tally more than 2 decades ago. Next, pilot season is barely a thing anymore. It used to be a mad dash between January and April, where you'd audition for a ton of pilots. People would come to LA specifically for pilot season for those months and audition and hopefully test and get called back and do all these things and hopefully land that pilot and then go off into a series. But now, streaming doesn't really follow those timelines. Networks are doing fewer pilots and sometimes skipping them entirely and just ordering a series straight out of the box, which is great, but then there's no pilots for us to audition for. And also, production in Los Angeles has significantly dropped. Because the tax incentives are a lot better in some other places, like Atlanta, New Mexico, Canada, a lot of shows have moved their productions to those places or even overseas. And hopefully with the new tax incentives that are on the table, we can get that passed and into law, and we will be able to have more work come back to Los Angeles, hopefully. So if you've noticed fewer auditions, more competition, or just things feeling slower, you're not imagining it, because the ecosystem has changed. So here's what being a working actor actually looks like now. So let's clear something up. Being a working actor does not mean that you are famous. About 87% of SAG-AFTRA members make less than $26,000 from acting work alone. And that's a real stat. So most of us, 87% of us, are everyday people, everyday artists, just trying to make a living. We bartend on the side, we nanny, we teach, we voice anime characters, we shoot indie films for deferred pay. Like, we do all of the things to feed ourselves and to sustain this life that we've chosen. I know actors who've done recurring roles on hit TV shows and still drive Uber. I know actors who've booked a Netflix series, then went back to their service job 2 months later after being on that show. I know actors who've had years where they made $7,000 and years where they've made $70,000. And I know an actor, myself, who was recurring for 2 seasons on a show and then still came back and worked my service job because LA is expensive and it's what I needed to do. And there's no shame in that. So that is not a failure. That's not being a failure by any means. That's just the industry. So if you're in a season where acting is not paying your bills, there's no shame in that, because like I said, 87% of people in SAG-AFTRA make less than $26,000 a year. So you are not behind. You are not less of an artist. You are surviving a volatile, unpredictable career path that requires grit and patience and a side hustle. And that's valid. So what does a good actor here look like? Let's talk wins. Big or small, doesn't matter. Because when actors say, oh yeah, I'm a full-time working actor, that can sound vague. What does that mean? So here's what a really good year as an actor might look like. You made enough money from your acting work to qualify for the SAG-AFTRA health plan. As of 2025, you need $27,540 made from acting work in order to qualify for SAG-AFTRA health plan. So that is a huge win. And you're in the top 13% of a member of SAG-AFTRA who makes over $26,000 a year. That's insane. Maybe you booked a national commercial that's been running for most of the year and it's been paying your bills, even just off of one commercial. Maybe you booked your first co-star role. Maybe you did a guest star and 2 smaller indie films or something like that. Maybe you made $35,000 or more just from your acting work. That's amazing. That is a working actor. That's a dream year, and that also can be rare. If that's you, or if you're working toward that, please know that that's not small. That is not less than, that is success. And you deserve to call yourself a full-time actor, even if it doesn't look like red carpets and Getty images and $20,000 handbags or whatever. So if you are feeling discouraged, listen up. You're not doing it wrong. You're just in a career that asks for the long haul. You don't need to be famous to be successful. You don't need 10,000 followers and to be verified on Instagram to be talented. And you don't need to cringe at yourself every time someone asks you, what are you working on? Because you're doing enough. You're building your craft. You're planting seeds that will grow. And when it feels slow or when it feels scary, I want you to remember this. This isn't a sprint. It's a long career, and you are not alone. So if this video hit home, I want you to send it to your actor bestie who maybe needs a little encouragement and a little bit of a reality check. Let them know that they are not crazy for keeping their side job. It's actually really smart to keep your side job. I still have mine. In this economy, let them know that they're doing amazing. And if you haven't already, please like this video, subscribe, and comment below telling me your biggest acting win this year. Maybe you finally booked your headshot appointment and you're so excited because you know that they're going to be so specific to you and your brand. Maybe you took your first acting class. Whatever it is, let me know what the win is so we can encourage each other and root for each other in the comments. So I will see you in a new video Thursday after next. Remember to stay grounded, stay hydrated, and stay in the work. I got you. Bye.